Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to engrave this car on a piece of acrylic. I'm going to do some techniques that I like to use. There's quite a lot of detail in this car and I really like it, and I'm going to show you how to produce the image in a negative form like this. It won't be exact because stupid me forgot to write down the settings when I was doing it prior to making this video. I was just doing some tests to start with, and then I thought, do you know what, might as well make it into a sort of tutorial. So what you want to do is you want to go to ImagR.com and then you upload your picture. Try and always upload as a grayscale because it works best for laser engraving. And then once you've got it uploaded, I'll run through the different settings that are in the program itself. It's quite a good wee program. You get 3 uploads a day, so if you're using the free one, so yeah. So I'm just going to start off by cropping the image to where I think looks decent. Try and make the car the centre of the image as best as possible. You can use the settings below to set it exactly, but as this is just a demo, I'm just going to freehand it. I know sort of size that I want to engrave on, so I'm going to just sort of eyeball it there. There's, like I say, there's different settings there that you can try. So every time it takes you back to the top, so you just need to scroll down and then resize it. Resizing is important because here you set the size that you want the finished article to be. So mine's just 120 tall millimeters, that is, and then I always try and go with 300 dpi, and then we just click OK. So now you get these bars on this left hand side popping up, and that's where you can play about, but you can also change the material here. There's loads and loads of different options. I've not really played around enough to say what's best and what's not between the two CO2 versions, but you can see here you can do it for wood as well, and it sort of just like turns into a bitmap type file. Very blocky, easy for the laser to pick up on darker spots, lighter spots, that sort of thing. But what we need is we need the negative image, so that's what we're going to create. So there is a few options here. You can go with a white painted tile, which I'm going to demonstrate in a minute. That'll turn it into a negative image because obviously you're removing the light spots to reveal the white underneath the black paint. But I'm doing acrylic, so and I'm just going to try Norton because I've not tried this one before, just to see what it looks like. So there you go. So for the acrylic, you'll notice it's flipped the image, and it's lightened up all those dark spots. Basically, it's because we're reverse engraving. I spray paint the back of my acrylic, which I'll show you in a bit. So whereas I'm just playing around with the settings, there's no point in me running through each of the settings with you, because on every image that you try, it'll be different settings depending on the picture itself. So I actually changed my mind and decided just to go for the CO2 acrylic mode there, and it brought some more of the detail in the tires that you can see. So again, these settings I'm just playing around with on the left hand side of the screen just to see what difference it makes, if any. Some of them it doesn't do a noticeable amount, but yeah, it's worth playing around with each and every time. So here I'm just looking at the image I've already created as a reference point to try and match it as close as possible, and I was quite happy with that. So I just clicked download and I download it as a PNG, but I thought I'd quickly show you the settings that are actually available as well. Some of them I don't even know what they are, to be fair. Obviously sharpen's pretty self-explanatory, but there's a lot to play with, and you could go really in depth with this. So like I said before, I'm going to go for the acrylic one. Now that I'm happy with that, I'm going to download it, like I say, as a PNG, and then I can drag that into Inkscape and just have a proper look at it. So once it loads into Inkscape, you get this option. I always just choose the none auto for the image rendering mode. I've not noticed a massive difference. So you'll notice it's pointing in the opposite direction, so I'll just flip it over there. This is important for now, but you'll want it the opposite way, so that the text is back to front on the car, and you'll see why when we're engraving that. So there's not a huge amount of difference between the two images, but I did engrave the top one already, so I'm not going to engrave this bottom one. I'm just going to delete it. It probably would have turned out better, but because I've engraved it already before filming this section, I'm just going to go with the original. So once I zoom in a second, you'll see there's a considerable difference between the two. The top one's a lot lighter than the bottom one, which means you'll get slightly better results. I really should run that bottom file just to see how it goes, but I've not done it yet. I will do. Once I've got some spare time, I will definitely run that bottom one and see how it goes. But I think the top one's one that I've already engraved, so we're just going to stick with that. I've actually got a bounding box that's accidentally changed the fill there for some strange reason, but we'll change that back in a minute. So this is my settings. I've got the DPI set at 300 and my power's maximum 9 and minimum 7. I've also got the the dot width correction set at 0.09. So yeah, and there's the box I was telling you about, and that's just to cut the image out once it's finished. So we'll change that to align, and then we'll realign everything, and then we can fire over the laser and get this lasered. Okay, so now we're at the laser. You can see I've just spray painted the back of some clear cast acrylic, easy for me to say, with a high gloss black spray paint, and then I line it up in the laser, and using the settings I showed you before, we just run the file. This is just one pass, and it turns out really nicely. I've used this a few times before. It's not a huge thing that I do, but yeah, it's something that I've done a few times, and the effects are really nice. What I would recommend though is, if you're going to do this, is either spray the back with a clear coat. I use a car high coat. I'll link it in my Amazon store so you can check it out, and that will just seal the paint on there, so it shouldn't scratch off if you've got it in like a photo frame or whatever. But these sit really nicely in like windowsills, and allow the natural light to come through, and it picks up on all the detail. It's really quite cool. So once this is cut out, what we'll do is I'll take it outside and show you the effects. If you've not seen it in my shorts or on my socials, this is where it really shines, when the natural light comes through. You could even turn these into like light boxes, or like those deep photo frames that you get. You could put a set of LEDs behind them, and have it set up like that. A nice little gift for somebody if they've got like some special picture that they want to have and display in their house, basically. So now it's cut out, let's take a look at it. I do apologise, the light from my roof does shine on it quite a little bit, and you can see, but that's the back anyway. So now we'll peel off the clear protective film, and you can see it really shining through, that high gloss sort of quality from the acrylic and the paint itself. It really does give an awesome effect. I can really see these doing quite well at like craft fairs and whatever. And there it is outside. Like I say, you can really see that natural light coming through. In parts it's almost translucent, but because you've engraved it, it's slightly opaque. Hopefully this technique's given you food for thought, and if you've enjoyed the video, please do like it. It really does help the channel, and also think about subscribing for future content. Thanks folks, bye.